The U.S. Fish and Wildlife Service does an annual count of the Mexican gray wolf population as part of a recovery plan to sustain its numbers. Last fall, the Trump administration made a revision to that plan, sparking opposition from a coalition of wolf advocates. As part of our Access Across Arizona initiative, I traveled to Apache County, near Alpine, and even into western New Mexico to learn all about the wolf recovery plan. It's a busy afternoon in the mountains of New Mexico, where the U.S. Fish and Wildlife Service pursues a female Mexican gray wolf. Today, she's captured. Her radio telemetry collar will be replaced, so she and her family lineage can continue to be tracked.
We need the data so that we can make better decisions going forward for wolf recovery, but so that we can also make better decisions about wolf impacts on humans and livestock and things like that in the environment.
The count is a complicated mission. Helicopters track the wolves from above using darts to capture them. They take the wolf to a remote processing station where it's measured, treated, vaccinated, and given a working collar. The final step is to safely release the wolf back to its territory, where it reunites with its pack. John Oakleaf has coordinated the wolf count for more than a decade and contributed to writing a revision to the recovery plan.
You've seen some growth in the population, and it's a heck of a recovery. Anytime you go from 0 animals in the wild to a population of over 100, that's something that's pretty significant.
At last count, there were 113 Mexican wolves in Arizona and New Mexico, but the recovery plan has taken a twist. The Trump administration finalized a revision to the Mexican gray wolf recovery plan in November of last year. Now, a coalition of wolf advocates is challenging that plan with a lawsuit. During and after our visit, we continued to press the Fish and Wildlife Service to comment on camera about the lawsuit. They declined, instead responding with a statement saying, quote, "The U.S. Fish and Wildlife Service does not comment on pending litigation," end quote. The lawsuit claims the revised plan fails to provide recovery for the species and that it ignores current problems the population faces.
It doesn't deal with illegal killings, which is the biggest source of wolf mortality. It ignores suitable habitat in the United States and relies on habitat in Mexico, which is inadequate for the wolves. It sets population goals that have a high likelihood that the Mexican gray wolf will end up right back on the endangered species list.
Under the revision, the Mexican gray wolf would be removed from the endangered species list in 8 years, if and when the population reaches an average of 320 in the U.S. and 200 in Mexico. Absent from the plan is introducing the wolf population into the Grand Canyon regions of Arizona, Colorado, and Utah, an expansion a blue ribbon task force of top scientists has deemed necessary for the population to survive.
Mexican gray wolves are the engine of evolution for southwestern ecosystems. The recovery plan really needs to be replaced with one that's based on science so that the wolves themselves can help balance the ecosystem and be part of the natural world forever.
The Trump administration and the Fish and Wildlife Service have yet to respond to the lawsuit. For more multimedia coverage on the Mexican gray wolves, check out our online report at cronkitenews.azpbs.org.